My name is Paul Rockower. I am a graduate student at the University of Southern California. I am finishing up a master's in public diplomacy. It is a joint program between the School of Communication and the School for International Relations. Public relations sells soap, public diplomacy sells ideas. And public diplomacy is really about the communication of ideas in the international sphere. The idea of diplomacy is governments communicating to governments. Public diplomacy was governments communicating to people. In the modern version of public diplomacy, it's basically anyone communicating with anyone. It's governments communicating to people, it's people communicating to people, business to government, business to people, however you transfer the ideas and however you communicate with people abroad. Before I went back to USC, I had been a journalist and a photographer. I spent a couple of years working for the Israeli Foreign Ministry, and I began exhibiting my photography from my travels. Amid all my travels, I was collecting lots and lots and lots of images, and I really wanted to do a photo project. When I got to school here, I was trying to figure out how I could go about doing that. So I put together a proposal based on a class I was taking at the time on cultural diplomacy. So the target audience is, of course, students, and since so many students go abroad, the idea of trying to convince more students to go abroad for their junior year because it's such a period of growth for any student. So the exhibit came together. It wasn't the easiest thing to put together because I had never put on an exhibit this big before, something that would have to have staying power. It's been up the entire year. Well, what I'm trying to do with this project, what I'm trying to socialize is the idea that we're all one. There's a phrase in Hebrew, Kol olam kulo gesher tzar ma'od v'hayikar lo lefached klal. Basically means the world is a narrow bridge and we mustn't be afraid to cross it. My message through this exhibit is that the world is a wonderful place. There's one picture of a guy in Lesotho, in the highlands of Lesotho, and he's wearing a Britney Spears t-shirt, and he's got his hat going one way and she's got her hat going another. What I'm trying to declare with this exhibit is trying to convince people that the world's not a scary place, that you have to get out and see it. I've had a lot of people come up and talk to me because they wanted advice on how to travel and how it is that I do what I do and how can they do that. And as Gandhi said, you know, my life is my message. So this is me putting my message up there through photography for a mass audience.